Four close friends, Ayla, Mert, Burak, and Irim, decided to get away from the city and relax for the weekend in an old mountain house. A thick fog covered the road throughout their journey. They could barely see through the trees. By the time they arrived at the house, it was already dark. The outside of the house was covered in rotten planks, and the windows were dusty. The door creaked open. The inside smelled old and musty, but the worst part was the feeling that the house was being watched by someone. On the first night, Ella heard a faint whisper coming from the basement. When she told her friends, they all thought she was just stressed. However, at midnight, everyone separately heard footsteps climbing the stairs, but when they checked, there was no one in the house. The next day, Mert found a strange mark in front of the basement door, an old symbol that looked like it had been carved. Before they could understand what it was, the mirrors inside the house began to shake. When each of them approached the mirrors, they saw their own reflections smiling faintly. At that moment, the mirrors shattered. Panicked, they started to scatter throughout the house. Hiram found an old diary that had fallen on the floor in the living room. The last page read, "Those who stay here cannot leave the house. They are with us now." They rushed to the door, but it was locked. They tried to break the windows, but the glass had hardened like stone. Each room began to close off, one by one. Finally, Ayla noticed that the basement door had opened. From inside, beings that were once human were emerging. Their eyes were empty, and their mouths were dark. The four friends, huddled together, were pulled towards the basement, and that house, in the mist, fell silent once again, waiting for its new victims.